2023, a man who hadn't taken a single step in over a decade walked. Not with a prosthetic, not with someone holding him up. He walked on his own legs because a computer learned to read his mind. The crazy part? This is already happening. And what it means for millions of people with paralysis is something medicine has never been able to say before. Stay with me, because what happened to Gert-Jan Oskam is not a concept. It's not a prototype in a lab. It already happened. And it forces us to rethink everything we thought we knew about what paralysis actually is. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Gert-Jan Oskam was a 40-year-old Dutch engineer working in China when he had a cycling accident in 2011. The accident damaged his spinal cord severely. For over 10 years, he couldn't walk. He could barely stand. His legs weren't paralyzed because his muscles stopped working. They were paralyzed because the communication line between his brain and his body was cut off. Now here's where it gets interesting. A team of researchers at EPFL, the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne, had an idea. What if you could bypass that broken connection entirely? Instead of trying to repair the spinal cord, what if you just went around it? They implanted electrodes in Gert-Jan's brain, specifically in the part of the cortex that controls movement. Then they placed a separate implant near his spinal cord that could receive signals and stimulate his leg muscles. But here is the piece that actually matters. The brain implant doesn't talk directly to the spinal cord implant. There's a computer in between, one Gert-Jan wears in a backpack. An AI system that sits between the two implants reads the electrical patterns from his brain, decodes what movement he's trying to make, and sends the right instructions to his legs in real time. And it works. Not just a little bit. He walked 100 meters. He climbed stairs. He stood up from a chair. After 12 years of not doing any of that. You might be thinking, hasn't something like this been tried before? Yes. For years, researchers have worked on brain-computer interfaces. The problem was always the same: delay. The brain fires a signal, the computer reads it, processes it, figures out what movement it means, then sends that instruction to the muscles. Early systems had a delay of around 300 milliseconds between thought and movement. That sounds small, but 300 milliseconds in the human body is enormous. Normal walking requires constant micro-adjustments happening faster than conscious thought. A 300 millisecond lag made those systems choppy, unnatural, and honestly not very useful in real life. The Swiss team fixed this. Their AI doesn't just react to brain signals, it learns from them. Over time, it builds a personal model of how that specific person's brain moves. Once it has that model, it can predict the next movement before the signal even fully fires. The result is a system that feels to the user almost instantaneous. Gert-Jan described it as his legs feeling like his own again, not like something he was operating, like something he was just using. That's a completely different category of experience. And here's where it gets broader, because Gert-Jan's story is not happening in isolation. At UCSF, the University of California, San Francisco, a separate team was working on a different version of the same core problem: not walking, talking. In 2023, they published results on a woman named Anne Johnson. Anne had a brainstem stroke in 2005 that left her severely paralyzed and unable to speak. For 18 years, the most she could do was make sounds like ooh and ah. To communicate, she used a device that let her type by moving her head, which maxed out at 14 words per minute. Researchers implanted a thin array of 253 electrodes onto the surface of the area of her brain responsible for the muscle movements of speech: the lips, tongue, jaw, and voice box. Then they trained an AI to decode the electrical signals produced when she tried to speak, even though no sound came out. The system translated those brain signals into words, then into a synthesized voice. Her own voice, actually, reconstructed from a wedding video recorded before her stroke. In real time, in actual conversation. She had a voice again, after 18 years. The system reached 78 words per minute. Natural conversation runs at around 150 to 200 words per minute, so she's not at full speed. but she's in the room, and 78 words per minute versus 14 is not a small jump. So who actually has access to this? What does it cost? Right now, almost no one. Both Geryon system and AND system are research setups. They involve surgery, custom hardware, weeks or months of training with the AI, and teams of specialized researchers. These are not products you can order. They are not available at a hospital near you. The neurosurgery alone, separate from research costs, can run anywhere from $50,000 to over $150,000 in the US, depending on complexity, and that doesn't include rehabilitation, software, or ongoing support. Companies like Synchron, Neuralink, and BlackRock Neurotech are all in various stages of clinical trials. Neuralink received FDA approval for human trials in 2023. Synchron's device, which doesn't require open brain surgery, has already been implanted in a small number of patients in the US. Onward Medical is actively working with EPFL to commercialize the brain-spine interface used with Geryon. But we are years away from this being a standard clinical option. Most neurologists in this space will tell you 7 to 10 years before something like this is accessible through a hospital system at scale, assuming trials continue to go well and regulatory approvals follow. That's just how medical technology moves. But here's the thing I keep coming back to. 12 years of not walking, 18 years of silence, and then a computer changed that. Not a drug, not surgery on the damaged tissue, a machine that learned to listen to the brain and act on what it heard. The spinal cord didn't heal, the stroke damage didn't reverse, the system just found a path around what was broken. So the question I'll leave you with is this. If the brain still knows how to move, still knows how to speak, still knows exactly what it wants to do, and the only thing in the way is a broken connection, how many people are sitting in silence right now who don't have to be? If this story hit you the way it hit me, share it, copy the link and send it to someone. These are the stories that need to travel. And if you want to keep up with where this technology goes next, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.